So some huge news popped off today, and I'm literally making this video right after I got back home from work, so drop a like for the dedication. But first, comment below if you're picking up the PlayStation 5 day 1. I'm curious how many people wait or pick up new products day 1, so comment below if you're picking up the PlayStation 5 day 1 or not. And now to jump into it, the PlayStation 5 has officially been confirmed to be called, well, the PlayStation 5, and will be dropping in holiday 2020 to combat the next Xbox. We can cover the PlayStation 5 news dropped today in under 4 points. Point number 1, the solid state drive. PlayStation 5 architect Mark Cerny gave a very clear answer as to how much of an improvement the solid state drive will be over current gen drives. His example was to point out, due to how slow it is to read on current drives, developers had to duplicate a lot of information for a game to make it faster to read at different parts of the drive. So he basically said a lot of games could have been much smaller in size. With SSD, this is not an issue anymore. Duplication won't be a strategy used anymore, so developers can now release much smaller size games to use less of your storage, or use the extra space they now have to develop more detailed worlds. Wired magazine also pointed out that thanks to the solid state drive, users could probably install parts of a game and not need to install the whole thing. On the PS4, you can install part of a game first, but the rest would install afterwards. On the PS5, you could probably install the single player and not the multiplayer, and once you're done the single player, you could probably remove it and install the multiplayer if you wanted to, which sounds pretty awesome and very storage efficient. Point number 2, the UI. This one was pretty small. Mark Cerny gave us hints at the UI for the PS5, pointing out that it'll show things in front of you in a dynamic way in real time, like what multiplayer matches you can join right away. In terms of single player, it'll show you items like what missions you can play from different games and what rewards you'd receive for playing them. This is all basically to get you playing more and finding out what to play less. Point number 3, the controller. The prototype looks a lot like the PS4's controller. It'll have a larger battery, it'll be heavier than the current DualShock 4 controller, but lighter than the Xbox One controller with batteries in it, which is funny to point out, I guess, but whatever. It'll have USB Type-C, improved speakers, adaptive triggers, which we'll get into in a sec, and it'll also include haptic feedback, and this is the important part here. Sony's replacing the DualShock Rumble for this. Thanks to haptic feedback and the adaptive triggers, users will be able to feel the pull of a bow because of the resistance the triggers will give as you pull back the bow. Shooting something like a shotgun will feel different than shooting a machine gun. It's basically meant to give you a more tactile feedback instead of just a rumble, which has me honestly super excited because I remember covering a patent from Sony for something like this, which has tactile feedback, and honestly, again, a lot of people won't get it until they finally use it. It's something that you have to use to actually understand what it's like, not just read it from text, which I have to also use it to fully understand what they mean by all of this. I can imagine, but I guess it won't be the same until I finally use it. Point number 4, side information. So this is a collection of information that I felt didn't really fit anywhere else, so I put them all in one place. So some side information they also revealed is that the leaked PlayStation 5 dev kit we've seen not too long ago is real, and developers have it and are building games for it. GT Sport is running on the PlayStation 5, for example. There's a hole on the PlayStation 5 controller, which I assume hints at a mic, which the article author thinks it hints at AI assistance based off a recent patent, which in the end Mark Cerny stated they'll talk about later. The PlayStation 5 controller doesn't have a name since it won't be using DualShock Rumble. The name DualShock 5 might not make sense, I guess. It'll be weird if they decide to take out DualShock from a controller. They haven't done this since the PlayStation 3, which didn't turn out too well, so they brought the DualShock 3, so let's see how that plays out. The PlayStation 5 will have a 4K Blu-ray drive, which the PlayStation 4 didn't. And finally, backwards compatibility. There's been an update revealed for the PlayStation 5, and the statement website Famitsu got from Sony is, currently the development team is putting all power on verifying whether they can secure a complete compatibility. Please wait for more information. So this hints at possibly not having full backwards compatibility with the PlayStation 4, meaning not all games from the PlayStation 4 will work on the PlayStation 5. Hopefully this is resolved by the time PlayStation 5 launches in holiday 2020. So that's all the news that been popped up today. Let me know if I missed something, but comment below if you're worried about backwards compatibility not being fully compatible with the PlayStation 5. I'm curious what you guys think down in the comments below, if that matters to you at all. And if you guys did enjoy this video, please hit that like button as it always helps, and subscribe if you're new. I got new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one. And welcome back to the after show. This is the part of the video where we have a little fun down in the comments below. If you're old, welcome back. If you're new, welcome. For today's thing, what I want you guys to do is to body, obliterate, destroy, and harass the comment section with "start saving ya pennies," because the PlayStation 5 is officially confirmed, dropping next year, holiday 2020, so you better start saving ya pennies. So if you feel the same way, destroy the comment section with "start saving ya pennies," and I'll definitely heart those comments like I always do, because I appreciate everybody who stays to the end of my videos. And now I'll check you guys out on the next one.